Yo, 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 welcome back to another video. It's your boy Corey, man. We back in here. Home. Wow. I gotta reset my tab. Okay, so we got that one. Let me find my phone, bro. Shit's crazy. I don't know where I put it. That's a wallet. That's not a phone. Okay, here's my phone. Okay, go to home. Live. I gotta probably reset this tab. Okay, there we go. So, I'm always on my PS5 just playing games, testing out new stuff, just seeing what works and what doesn't. Been playing 2K24 lately. I don't know, it has my attention. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Come on, baby. So we got the 30 best action adventure games. And
Disney and Pixar's
I don't even know what's gonna be on the
Elemental
list. I don't even know what an action adventure
In
game would
Emerald
be.
City, there's air, earth.
The PS5 is home to plenty of solid action-adventure experiences, and this feature is a celebration of the best that the platform has to offer, specifically when talking about action-adventure games. To that end, here are 30 of the best games that you can check out. We have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Aragami 2. The original Aragami was a surprisingly solid stealth game in a market mostly devoid of such releases, and 2021's Aragami 2 excellently builds on those foundations to create a sequel that's both larger and better in more aspects than one. Aragami 2 allows you to take enemies head-on with a brand new combat system. Mission objectives are more varied than before, and you can also tackle the many missions with friends thanks to support for co-op, making it a dream come true for stealth game fans. Control Ultimate Edition. Remedy Entertainment's
I think I
latest
played this.
Control is emblematic of the developer's greatest strengths: a bombastic third-person gameplay loop, a deeply intriguing story, and excellent art direction. The story of Jesse Faden becoming the FBC director and finding out what happened to Dylan is one that's worth experiencing through to the end, and it's punctuated by open-ended firefights where you can use your arsenal of varied tools to take down enemies in absolute style. The Ultimate Edition packs the base game along with the 2 post-release expansions in a handy package, which makes it the definitive way to play this release. Deathloop. Arcane Studios of Dishonored 2 fame has done a wonderful job with Deathloop, a time-looping adventure that takes the learnings
Some
from
of
its
these games I
past
know I ain't
projects
played.
and beautifully morphs them
This
into the
gotta be one
framework
of
of
them.
an action shooter. The objective of the game is to break a time loop by killing a total of 8 targets before the day ends, but achieving that feat requires tons of planning and practice. You have a ton of flexibility when it comes to choosing your own playstyle, as one would expect from a developer of this
Interesting.
pedigree. The linear nature of breaking the time loop does hurt the game in some aspects, but it's still a solid game that can be appreciated on its own terms. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Ghost of Tsushima is a
I
deeply
ain't played
moving
this on
tale about our
PS5, but
protagonist
on
Jin
PS4,
Sakai fighting an
I
uphill
completed this
battle
game
to
like 3
drive out the
times,
invading Mongol forces from the
shooting,
island of
choosing new
Tsushima, and that tale is
ways to
punctuated
beat the
with
game each
plenty of
time.
high-octane fights and
I
climactic
like it.
duels. It's all set against one of the most beautiful open worlds of recent memory, one that's also filled to the
Y'all
brim
should
with
try it
interesting
out.
side activities that would keep you busy
Even
for
the
hours on
survival
end. The
mode,
director's cut
once you
provides
finish the game,
substantial improvements to the
it's very
visuals and
nice as well.
performance, and you also get the Iki Island expansion included in one package. Evil West.
I don't think
Flying
the
Wild Hog of
levels really
Shadow
matter
Warrior
in this
fame
game, do they?
delivered an interesting mix of a Wild West setting and fantastical beasts with Evil West. It's an extremely creative game, and everything from the weapon
Yeah,
designs to
this
the
is new.
whimsical characters and varied locales have an element of personality to them. It definitely has some flaws, including but not limited to repetitive level design, but Evil West is
Yeah,
an
it
underrated
does
gem
seem very
that deserves to be
repetitive.
appreciated by more
I
people.
hate when I'm taking on a boss
Ghostwire
battle.
Tokyo.
They got people to help them.
Ghostwire Tokyo might not have lived up to its fullest potential, but it's still a game that has plenty of merits to its name. The eerily deserted streets of Tokyo offer a
Why does
fresh
this look like
contrast to the bustling open worlds of contemporary
Forspoken?
open worlds. And the combat system of stringing together different spells to take down all sorts of
Alright,
enemies
that's
is pretty
strange.
fun and engaging as well. It definitely has a few rough edges here and there, but if you give this game a fair chance, you might be genuinely
Yeah, I'm not
surprised by
about
it.
to play this game if I'm getting like
Ragnarok.
30 spells and
Ragnarok
it's
is the
still getting up.
conclusion to the Norse saga that started in 2018.
I played
and it's
this
a
the
blockbuster of an
Ragnarok.
ending to
I
say
didn't
the very
finish it.
least. Ragnarok
I think I
expertly
got
builds
stuck
upon
on
the
that
foundations of the original
that
with
ice
new
island.
weapons and abilities.
And I had to take out
Looking
them
for a combat system that's surprisingly deep for a single-player game. The story
what am I
continues
gonna
to twist
say?
at every turn, which comes together with an improved
The
combat
mythical
to make a
creatures.
consistently thrilling experience.
And I
There's
couldn't
a
do it,
lot
so
to
I just
love
gave
here,
up on the
and
game.
simply put,
Just start
Ragnarok
playing
is
some other
easily one of
stuff.
the best
A
AAA
whole lot
titles
of
of
other
recent memory.
games, I'd say.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I got far on there though.
Despite being almost a decade old at this point,
Almost
Grand
a
Theft Auto
decade,
5
bro.
stands tall as one of the best open worlds on the market. Rockstar's
Yes, sir,
rendition
bro.
of Los Santos is
I
a
stayed
literal
in the
playground
SD.
of possibilities, and the
I'm
developer
pretty sure
has
y'all
filled
know what
that
the
virtual
XD is.
space with all sorts of interesting activities and secrets that make existing in this world a blissful experience. Of course, you also have
Blissful.
the main story, which takes you through increasingly chaotic heists and firefights, which is a ton of fun to get through. In addition to
Sure
all
is.
of this, there's also GTA Online, the live service game that just keeps on giving. The visuals might be a bit dated in comparison to more modern releases, but the gameplay remains evergreen.
It's still better than most modern ones.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I didn't finish this game, but I played it. I
Marvel's
played it
Guardians
a
of the
lot.
Galaxy was one of the biggest surprise hits of recent memory.
They say this
especially
game
after Square
underrated.
Enix has flopped hard
I feel like
on
it
Marvel's
is.
Avengers.
I feel like
Guardians
it's
of
okay.
the Galaxy tells a simple yet effective story of a band of misfits working together, and the choices that you make help shape your journey in interesting ways. The gameplay loop revolves around commanding your group while chipping
I like
away
that
at an
you can
enemy's
make
health
them,
bar with your
attack.
pistols. And it's a fresh combat system that works well enough for the entirety of the story. There's nothing particularly special in Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's a surprisingly solid adventure that
Yeah, I'd say
deserves to be
solid.
experienced by more players.
I thought it was gonna be like
It
a
Takes Two.
the Marvel Avengers game.
Hazelight Studios
But
has
it's
cemented
very
itself
much
as one of
better.
the top names
I
in
used to
the
play this with my
industry when it
friend,
comes to crafting
Frankie.
compelling co-op
Shout out to Frankie.
experiences. And its latest, It Takes Two, is arguably its best work to date. It's an adventure platformer that challenges you to synchronize your strategies and movements with your co-op
I say
partner to
Frankie. I
clear
think
increasingly
Frankie
tough
and
stages.
Zachary.
The game
Both of them.
constantly switches
They're
between
both
different
cool.
types of
Zachary's
obstacles
my
to
brother.
keep things interesting. And it's
In
all
case y'all
topped
was
with a simple yet satisfying story that tackles the same themes of sticking together against all odds.
It's like they know exactly where to put the ads on the videos.
Judgment.
Lost
While
Judgment.
Lost
Oh
Judgment is
yeah.
RGG's latest entry in this Yakuza spin-off series, we prefer the original Judgment, simply because it's a much better game in our humble opinion. The story
Wait.
in Judgment is much more engaging, and the bevy of narrative twists feel a lot
Is
more
this
natural
Lost
and
Judgment
personal
or just
than the sequel.
Judgment?
The gameplay also
Nah, this is just
emphasizes working
Judgment.
as a detective, and you'll be spending a lot of time collecting clues and investigating crime scenes as opposed to punching dudes in the face, though there are plenty of opportunities to do that as well.
Yeah,
Bridge
that
of
was just the
Spirits.
regular one. I feel like Lost
Labs'
Judgment is
Kena
just
Bridge
a
of
little bit
Spirits
better.
is a visually
You don't fight
evocative
as
journey
much.
that explores the premise
Not
of
saying
Kena
that you
helping
don't fight,
spirits to
but you
cross the
can
bridge
easily
between the
avoid it.
living and the dead, and it tackles heavy themes like regret and guilt in a surprisingly efficient way. The gameplay is pretty simple, with Kena using her tools and weapons to bring down enemies, but it remains an enjoyable affair thanks to thrilling boss fights.
I played this
and
game. I didn't finish it, but I
awe-inspiring art
played it.
direction.
It was nice.
The Last of Us Part 1. Naughty Dog delivered one of the most emotionally charged narratives of the last decade with 2013's
I
The
didn't
Last
finish
of
this,
Us,
but
and
played
it's a
it.
story that still remains one of the best in the medium. The Last of Us Part 1 is a full-fledged remake that presents the same story with increased visual
I played
fidelity
The
and
Last of
markedly
Us
more
on
smoothed-over gameplay,
PS4,
which makes it the definitive way
and
to
then Last of
experience
Us
this
Part 2
adventure.
on
While it is certainly a shame that
PS4.
the faction's multiplayer mode doesn't make a return, The Last
I don't know
of Us
why I was
Part
gonna say
1 is still
PS5.
one of the best games that
Still
you
yet
can
to play
play
this
on
on
the PS5.
I don't know. I like
Dragon
the first one
Ishin.
better.
Like a Dragon Ishin was an underrated gem that was sadly locked on the PS3, but the recently released remake has given countless players a chance to experience this classic in a brand new light. The bevy of visual and gameplay changes help a ton in
Samurai
modernizing
Jack.
this release, and the feudal Japan setting is a fresh
Why does
change of
remind me
pace
of
from the bustling streets you get to
Sifu
explore in the mainline Yakuza games.
Yakuza?
Lost in Random. Zoink Games' latest Lost in Random is one of the most creative games in recent memory, and a lot of that praise can be attributed to its distinct yet familiar setting of random. The characters have a ton of personality and charm to them, and the art style helps in elevating those strengths with its expressive designs. The combat
That's what's
system
up.
of collecting random cards and making the most out of that draw is a lot of fun, and remains so for the
And make
entirety
sure I
of the
stay
adventure.
true to
There are a few
to the
rough edges here and there,
chat,
but the
because
bevy of
sometimes I'll
merits
be
help in undermining those
texting.
frustrations
I
by
will
a
be looking.
significant margin. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky might not have started life on the best foot, but
That's
continuous
kind of like
content
Fortnite.
updates have helped in
Well,
turning the
never
game's
mind.
fates around
I saw
for
that little
good.
transform
As it
thing.
stands now, No Man's
I got
Sky is one of
feel
the best
different.
exploration games on the market, and the procedural planet generation ensures that you constantly encounter new things. And there's just a bunch
Oh,
of
this
stuff to
looks
do
nice.
to keep
It's
you
a nice
occupied for
looking
dozens
game.
upon dozens of hours. The Pathless.
I might check that out. No
The
Man's Sky.
Pathless is a criminally underrated game that never got the love and appreciation it deserves, and it's a shame because it features one of the best movement systems of recent memory. It takes a certain level of skill to be able to efficiently move around at high speeds in the Pathless, but once you nail down those mechanics, just traversing around this beautiful world becomes a therapeutic experience in and of itself. A Plague Tale Requiem. Developer
I haven't
Asobo
played it.
delivered
I
a
realized I
compelling
haven't played a
action-adventure
lot of
game with
games.
2019
Most of these
Plague
games
Tale
sound new to me.
Innocence. And A Plague Tale Requiem builds upon those excellent foundations with a story that's more impactful and a gameplay loop that's more engaging
You
than
didn't
the
see?
original. The countryside setting of 14th century France is rendered with great
14th
attention to
century.
detail, and Requiem is one of the very few experiences that make good use of current-gen hardware to deliver jaw-dropping visuals. So
I'd
definitely
say.
check this one out. Saints Row the Third Remastered. The recent Saints Row reboot
I couldn't get
might not have
past
been everything that fans wished for,
I think
but
the
thankfully
second or
we
the
have
third
Saints Row
mission
the
on
Third
Saints Row
Remastered to
3.
go back to. This remaster of the
I would have
2011
loved to
classic
play it. I had all
beautifully
my cheat codes and
modernizes the
everything, but I couldn't
mayhem-filled
get
open
past
world of Steelport with 4K
the mission where you
resolution
in the
and smooth
helicopter and you
60
gotta like
frames
shoot
per
the other
second
helicopter
gameplay.
down before he
Despite
gets
its
to
age, Saints
before he
Row
gets
the
to
Third
you.
holds up surprisingly well to this date. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered.
Yeah, if you haven't played this
Insomniac's
game
take on
already,
the
what are
friendly
you doing?
neighborhood
I think
webhead
I
is
saw
one of the
somebody
most mechanically
just
sound ones to
stream.
date.
He was
And
like
yet, swinging
just
around
now
the
playing
skyscraper-lined streets
Spider-Man
of New York City remains an
like
absolutely
a few
joyous
days ago. I was
activity.
like,
The combat
whoa,
also focuses
bro,
on swift
just
dodging and
stop.
stringing together
Like,
long
come
attack
on,
combos to take down enemies,
just stop,
and
man.
it's an equally fun
It's
affair as well. The story that
too late
binds
for
it
you
all
just
together features
just now
plenty of
start playing this
recognizable
game.
villains
Game
that
came
make
out
getting through it
2018,
all a dream come true for
19,
fans of
20,
the
21,
superhero.
22.
The remastered
Bro, it's
version of this
5
2018
years.
classic soups up the visuals and frame rate to take advantage of the PS5's increased power budget. And you also get all of the post-release DLC included in the package, which makes this the definitive way to experience this epic adventure. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
It was only a
After
matter of
delivering
time.
an excellent first game
If
with
you ain't played this
2018's
game yet,
Marvel's
I
Spider-Man,
can
Insomniac
sympathize with
struck
you.
gold once again with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Shifting gears from the familiar Peter Parker, Miles Morales shines a light on a new Spider-Man and his journey of overcoming personal hardships to become the hero of the hour. It's a more streamlined experience that's much shorter in length, but it makes the most out of that runtime with interesting boss fights and new Venom abilities that add new movement and combat options into the mix. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Played this,
Star Wars
played it.
Jedi
I
Survivor
like
takes
it. Y'all
what
should give it a
worked in
try.
Fallen Order and crafts a bigger sequel that is better in almost
Seen
every
people
conceivable
play
way.
it early. I
Survivor
didn't know
continues the
what
journey of
those guys were
protagonist
there
Cal
for.
Kestis
I
as he
thought they were
tries to
about to
escape
really
the
arrest
Empire,
him.
and that adventure is brimming with all
It was
sorts of secrets
actually
to
working
uncover
with you,
and hideous
so
beasts
that
to
it
take
was
down.
nice.
The combat is heavily
I like
expanded
that you can
upon
change
with
your
new
lightsaber
techniques and
color on this
abilities
one.
available at your disposal.
I always had
which
mine
opens
on
up even more opportunities to take down enemies in
green,
absolute style.
white, sometimes even red. Sometimes.
If your bed sheets
You can,
tend to
yeah, I
be
think
made
you're
of
able to
jelly
unlock
beans,
it
which
if you play so many hours in the game,
Ratchet and
or
Clank
find
Rift
the
Apart.
loot box for it.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart makes excellent
This
use
was
of
the game I
5's
just played my
SSD and treats players to a rift-jumping adventure
It
that's
was
filled
nice.
to
I
the brim
liked
with
it. I wanted to
jaw-dropping
play it because
spectacle
it was
and
like
set pieces galore.
Spider-Man
The characters are
PS5 will
pretty
be based
charming,
off of
and
this
the
game.
weapons
And I
are
was like,
creative as ever, and everything
okay.
is rendered with utmost attention
Now that I
to
played it,
detail, which
I like it.
makes it one of the
They
most
say it's a
beautiful games to
possibility. They didn't say it
enjoy on
was.
your shiny new console.
So,
Subnautica Below Zero. There are few survival games that manage to combine a compelling gameplay loop with an engaging story together
oh,
in
a
a
submarine.
cohesive fashion.
How
And
nice.
Subnautica Below Zero is one such game. You return to planet 4546b from the first game, but now you get to explore a brand new Arctic region that's filled with all sorts of alien flora and fauna. Below Zero retains the same gameplay loop of exploring your surroundings, collecting resources, and using them to gain access to new areas.
My
And it
video.
remains a lot of fun
Not this one, but the
time
one we
too.
did before. I don't think they let you
Legacy
monetize
of
the
Thieves
video till it's
Collection.
over with.
Despite not having a new entry in the franchise for
Uncharted
more than 5
Legacy
years,
is a lost
the
edition.
Uncharted series is
If
home
this
to
is
some
the
of
one with
best
the,
action-adventure
I
experiences
don't think I
of
played
recent
this.
memory. The Legacy of Thieves collection takes Uncharted 4 and the amazing Lost Legacy and knits them together in a handy package for PS5 owners. In addition to supporting 120 frames per second gameplay, this collection also features 3D
I might
audio,
play this.
improved haptics,
I think I
which
played every
come together
Uncharted.
to make this version
Uncharted
the
1,
definitive way
2,
to
3,
experience
and
the
4.
best of what Uncharted has to offer. Watch Dogs Legion.
I played this.
Watch Dogs Legion.
I think
is
I
certainly
like
guilty of
Watch Dogs
featuring
2
many of the
better
same
than this.
cookie-cutter designs
But it
of
was
other
still
open
nice.
worlds. But it also has plenty of merits that make it one of the more creative titles from the French gaming giant in quite some time.
Yeah,
The
not
play
Watch
as
Dogs
anyone
2 is like
mechanic
the one I
opens
played
up
with
a
my
lot of
friend. I think
gameplay
his name was Chris.
opportunities, and the highly dynamic open
Cool
world
guy. I
of
think
futuristic
he's
London
most
encourages
of the people
players
I
drifter
need
fame.
to
Solar Ash is a game that's entirely built
maybe
around making the
25.
most out of a
We
smooth
don't need
movement
no
system, which
old
makes the
game is like
moment-to-moment
30
gameplay extremely
until
fun.
I
The
get
level
30,
designs are also pretty creative,
which I don't
and
want
the
to think
constant
about because it's
introduction
gonna
of
be a
new
while
obstacles
away.
ensures that you remain on your toes at all times. It's also set in a highly imaginative world that not only features striking art direction but also great world building, which comes together to make Solar Ash a well-rounded experience that's definitely worth a look. Tunic. Developed by Andrew Scholdice, Tunic is an interesting take on old-school adventure games. You take on the role of a cute, cuddly fox as it embarks on a grand quest to free itself from a crystal. But that journey is filled with different puzzles that must be solved and challenges that must be overcome. The art style is extremely adorable, and Tunic makes good use of knowledge-based progression mechanics to make for a highly engaging experience from start to finish. Alan Wake Remastered. The original Alan Wake might be more than a decade old at this point, but the recently released Alan Wake Remastered provides the perfect opportunity to revisit this classic.
I was able to
light.
monetize it.
It's not a
His
full-fledged
face limited
remake,
though.
but the bevy of visual and gameplay improvements make this experience easily digestible for fans accustomed to modern AAA releases. And of course, there's the riveting story that will keep you thinking about it long after the credits roll.
I like that none of my videos are getting banned. They're just limited.
Digital's Outer Wilds is an excellent time-looping adventure that constantly plays on the player's curiosity to explore and learn new things about a foreign world. Each planet in Outer Wilds is markedly different from the last, not just in terms of visuals, but also traversal challenges, and it's a ton of fun to explore these carefully crafted spaces and unearth new information about the Nomai tribe, and eventually break the time loop. While it might not be as action-heavy as other titles on this list, it's definitely something that you should try out. And that brings us to the end of the video. A quick request: we upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive.
That was a pretty nice game. I liked it, man.